The complainant was then assaulted by an unidentified black male while still being assaulted by the defendant and the defendant's sister. The complainant stated that the defendant grabbed her by the neck and pulled her hair, causing pain. I want to hear your bones break.
You've not seen the violations?
No.
She's skipping tests that she's not supposed to be doing?
Welcome to Bench Report Court Cam.
It's fair. You are charged with assault, bodily injury. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On January 3rd, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer met with the complainant, who knew the defendant as his sister-in-law. The complainant stated the defendant came to his residence shortly after a verbal dispute with his child's mother, and the defendant arrived and told the defendant told the complainant to come outside and meet with her boyfriend. When the complainant stepped outside, he was assaulted by the defendant by a closed fist to the back of the head. The complainant stated the defendant continued to strike him in the back of the head before he began stumbling down the stairs. The complainant was then assaulted by an unidentified black male while still being assaulted by the defendant and the defendant's sister. The defendant was gone on arrival but was contacted via a public service by the officer and was ordered to return to the location.
Did the other person get arrested as well?
It appears there is a connected case, Your Honor.
The sister was also arrested.
So we have three co-defendants or
No,
two
just
co-defendants?
Yeah, just the sister,
Okay.
Your Honor.
We know of alcohol or any kind of,
There's no allegations, Your Honor.
see that she's on probation as well. Ms. Fair, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons, not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case, and not to be in contact with any of the co-defendants. Do you understand? Yes? Okay. If I find that you violate these conditions, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to protect my community at all costs. You understand, ma'am? Do you need a lawyer, ma'am? Okay. Ms. Fair, I need you to fill out an application for me. I'll provide you a lawyer after that. Don't violate these conditions. Do you understand, ma'am? Okay, please. We'll have you sign a receipt. You'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and then we'll have you fill out an application.
I spoke with the complainant and
Ma'am, hold on. Come back up.
he's no longer living, he still has the lease to the residence of the 1180 Grant Road, but he's not living there anymore because the co-defendant lives there. He's actually living at his sister's residence, so if we could get a restriction, like a
Sure, just provide it to Felicia so she knows, and then we'll put that in the order as well that she's not to go to this location.
yeah, Judge.
Okay, okay, ma'am, please. You are Jesus Montes. Mr. Montes, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 13th, 2025, the officer met with the complainant who stated that her and the defendant are married, and while at the defendant's sister's home, they got into an altercation. The complainant stated that the defendant grabbed her by the neck and pulled her hair, causing pain. The officer observed redness to the complainant's neck area.
Mr. Montes, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. There is a protective order that has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you violate the protective order, the state can and probably will file a violation of protective order against you. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir? Okay. We'll provide you a lawyer today, but don't pick up any new cases. Don't endanger my public. You understand? I'm going to have you sign a receipt. Victoria will have you take your seat in the jury box while we get your conditions. We'll have you sign it. and then we'll provide your lawyer here momentarily.
Your Honor.
Hey, how are you, Mr. Nunez?
Montalago. David Montalago. He's got 2 cases on the docket.
So these are really, really old cases, huh?
You're super old, Judge. She had one attorney, I think it was during the pandemic, that we subbed in on, and then the other case as well, Your Honor. And it was a mix of a lot of things financially and on why he was kind of MIA.
Did you represent him before?
We were on the case, we just never got off. We were on him on the assault case.
Are you wanting to stay on or do you want to get off?
We're gonna stay on, Judge.
Okay.
You just in a way rehired.
So, Mr. Montalongo, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with assault of a family member. You're also charged with terroristic threat. Both of those, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. I'm going to tell you now, you take off on me again, I'm going to make your bond so high you'll have hair falling out. Do you understand? As it stands now, your case is 1,289 days old on one. The other one is around another 2 years old as well. I'm assuming probable cause has been found already.
I would like to take up probable cause, Your Honor, on the terroristic threat one, if we can.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
Yes, Judge. On February 28, 2023, the officer responded to a terroristic threat, and the complainant stated she is the sister of the defendant, and that prior to the day of the call, the defendant had been sending her threatening messages to her phone. The defendant sent a text saying, "I hope you take a punch to the fucking face. I'ma break your fucking face with my fist, bitch. I want to hear your bones break." The complainant stated the defendant has been verbally abusing her and has a history of assaulting their father.
Your Honor, I believe the key element they're missing in this probable cause for the terroristic threat is the imminency. There's nothing showing that this is imminent, it's about to happen, or is going to happen, or some future event.
I mean, I'm going to.
I'm going to, it can be very vague, Your Honor. We don't know how long that's going to be. If it's like, hey, I'm coming over right now, or if he said that in person. I think the case law is pretty clear on the imminency on that. For example, like,
You're telling me there's case law that says I'm going to is not sufficient?
I have to look at the specific words of I'm going to, but it references a future event. So if it's in reference to a future event, it's not imminent. Therefore, it doesn't meet the requirement.
State response?
So what we have is that they had an argument the previous night, and that the morning of the incident, that's when he sent the text saying, "I'ma break your face with my fist." So that would go towards, I doesn't really address the imminent issue, but it does address a future threat.
Montalongo.
Your Honor, I would agree with where you were going, I'm going to, and just the overall tone of the message is implying imminent and will put a reasonable person in fear.
I think so as well. Mr. Montalongo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now issuing a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies the complaining witness in this case as a protected individual. You cannot communicate with this person in any manner. Phone calls, text messages, any way. You're not to threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? If I find that you violate this court order, I'm just going to put you in jail. Got to understand, I'm going to protect my public at all costs. I don't care who you are, what color, whatever. Do you understand? Now, I'm not waiving his appearance because the cases are super old. We got to figure out where we're going. So I'm going to give you guys one setting to figure out where we're going to go. Is discovery complete on both of these cases?
It appears that the RIP is missing on the terroristic threat, and on the assault, it's complete.
So, okay, so I'm going to give you 30 days. You must be back at that time to figure out what we're going to do. You must either accept a plea bargain from the state, or else I'm going to set your case for trial. You understand? Okay, so if you can please put offers on both of the cases, we'll see you back in 30 days. So I'm good from there.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Butler,
Yes.
I'm ready.
Hassan that's on the dock.
You've been so patient.
What's that?
You've been so patient.
I get, well, I had some rounds to make this morning.
Hassan,
Yes, Hassan. So she's here from California. So what happens is she's on PTI. We get notification that there was some sort of violation. We hadn't pulled any of the stuff to really take a look at it. She's given me,
you've not seen what the violations are?
I'm sorry?
You've not seen the violations?
No. I've seen like the kind of the blanket thing where they allege the usual, like a blow, something like that, or a missed blow.
Ms. Hassan, come up.
And so what we're going to request is obviously a reset to be able to speak to the appropriate person. Ms. Geis, I believe, is in charge. Right.
Has she already been booted out?
No, this is the initial, they always,
Everything didn't happen with the PTI program, she would, because I guess everything is in limbo. They're just waiting.
What violations do we have?
218 is a lot. She's averaging 14 to 34 skip tests a month on her device. She tested positive for THC. She failed to report for her office visits on September 24th, October 8th, December 3rd, December 31st, and January 8th.
Can I,
No.
so obviously.
Actions speak.
yeah,
Right.
but Your
Stop,
Honor.
stop. Don't. Got a lawyer.
I'm so passionate about this. If I could, Judge, we would just request a reset. Let me get all the.
So, but I'm now going to put an ankle monitor on her so I know that she's not consuming. I'll pay for it.
Did you fly here?
I did fly.
Did she
So-
fly on an airplane with that?
I would assume so. But she's on bond in this court. She's skipping tests that she's not supposed to be doing. I'm putting a scram monitor on you. That's it.
I do have an
Guys, you talk
Yeah.
over there. You're on bond in this court.
Okay. And I will travel as well with the monitor, but I did have an issue last time I came with the DUI machine. It stopped working because I traveled out of state and I was ordered to pay a whole new device, turn it in, and I had to wait a whole week without testing because of that problem. So I just don't want to run into that same problem with the ankle monitor.
So when you have issues,
Mhm.
you're supposed to contact the provider immediately and let them know, hey, I've got an issue. You go to where they are, right? And there are devices that they're global. You can go all over the globe. They use, Wi-Fi or whatnot, so that it doesn't matter where you are. You can be in Abu Dhabi. You're still able to use the device, and the device can go internationally. If you know that that's a lifestyle you have, that's the kind of machine that you get. So regardless, I'll give you, the case is 400 days. I will give you some time, right? Tell me, how much time do you want?
I don't know, like 3 or so weeks, or,
Done.
because everything else in the way. But and then can we wait for appearance the next setting?
Well, I don't know yet, because if they deny it, then we need to figure out what we're going to do.
Figure something out. Yeah.
So,
Like she and I haven't really had the time to sit down and just really go through, like obviously she's very passionate about what happened and.
so amending your bond conditions, you will get a scram ankle monitor now. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, and I don't care what it is, I don't care if it's mouthwash, I don't care if it's a tequila lollipop, I'm going to revoke your bond. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Can you run her license to see if she has a license?
Yes, Judge, I'll run it right now.
Today,
At what time?
later in the evening, like around 6, 7.
So Judge, her flight leaves today at 6 p.m.
She's going to go now. We'll get her in now.
Get it done like.
Right now.
Okay, that's.
Your Honor, it appears to be a valid California license.
As long as you have a valid license and liability insurance, then you can drive unless, well, no, you're not allowed to drive without an interlock. So you have to have the interlock.
I'm not driving right now.
I'm just telling you what
Okay.
the expectation is, so that, I don't want to have to revoke your bond. You have to know what the expectations are. Now, okay, so we'll give you whatever time you want at the next setting. Because your case is old and because of their violations, I'm not waiving your appearance anymore. If you get her back in to the program, I guess at that point, we don't leave her here, right? I'll waive it. But if it's denied, then she's got to come back here so we can resolve it one way or the other.
Okay, I'll just find a date for it.
Just let me know. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Good luck.
Thanks for watching. Stick around longer and click the highlighted videos to your right. See you there.